Hey there, soul explorers. Welcome to What Do Your Spirit Guides, what do they see in you? Why did they choose you? Why are you here? So today I'm doing a very different kind of reading for you all. This is my first time doing this kind of reading for the collective, but I'm really excited to dive in. So I am doing a deep dive reading on this particular topic for you, and I'm not going to do a pick a card reading today. This is for the entire collective that sees this and watches it. This is a timeless reading, so you are welcome to watch this in the future. And normally when I would give this kind of reading, my card style layout, all of that good stuff does tend to transition over time. So if you're watching this in the future, just know I might have a different spread for you if you ever get a personal deep dive reading. But I wanted to give you guys a taste of what is an hour deep dive with me. I sat with somebody a couple of weekends ago, and I was giving her a reading, and I really realized that I wind up pulling out a lot of cards, and how I read in person is not usually how I film for YouTube. So this is a fun little adventure for me. If it seems a little chaotic, please give me some grace, because it is the first time I am trying this in this kind of format. The only other thing I wanted to add in here is that I have really spent a lot of time hearing and listening to how other readers share their interpretation and stories of the energies that they're receiving. And I've really noticed that when I'm able to have a one-on-one with somebody and I'm able to engage with them and they can tell me a little bit more of what is going on in their life, it helps kind of unlock new layers to the reading. It helps give me an understanding of the energies that I am feeling, because I am very clairsentient. So I have to take literal feelings and the energy presence of things and turn them into words. So I say all that to say, leave me a comment below for the things that hit for you and what they meant for you, because it really helps me improve my reading capabilities. If I can say, okay, I was feeling this way, and it turned out to be this thing going on. Everybody has such a unique life and unique circumstances. While we can share in these stories together of what we are collectively going through, your personal journey of that is going to be interpreted in just a different way. Okay, let's dive in. So this is your main message of what your spirit guides see in you. And we are going to crack in on this line. These are your spirit guides. I told them that I was like, you guys can have 3. You can have 3 representatives today. They gave me a stack of 7 or 8 cards. I put them back and said, you could have 3. So the very first thing that your spirit guides see of you, the quality of this particular spirit guide that is here to support you on this storyline of this narrative in your life, is the Pope of Joanne, the Pontiff of Possibilities. This spirit guide is the word that they're giving me. It's almost a she, but the word that they are giving me is eternal truth. It is the light of eternal truth. And that light of eternal truth is the connection to source. So if you imagine the source is the complete omnipresence, knowledge, or whatever, I don't know what the word for knowledge is, but the aspect of consciousness that recognizes itself in everything and is infinitely more massive than any one human brain can understand. If you could see that ray of light shooting off into its first split into creation, this golden light, this light being, is your spirit guide. That's the spirit guide that is coming through. They are a spirit guide of creativity and inspiration, and it's the connecting, wow. Okay, straight to the deep end. It's the connecting point to source. So if in yoga, how they say that the yoga means union energy. There's two and they combine into one. And then you have a group and they combine into one, right? So this spirit guide, what they saw in you is that same light. Like if you were to imagine that, you could see this as a fractal. Like that light breaks out into a bunch of other pieces of light that breaks out into a bunch of other pieces of light that breaks out to a bunch of other pieces of light. You're a piece of light. You're that piece of light. You're a fractal piece of light of this guide. So they, in being that fractal piece of light, they see your inspiration. They see your connection to source. They see your connection to them as up on the bigger part of the fractal, right? You're this little piece. You're a little fractal in the big fractal. The visualization on this is wild. Friends, where are we going? So that's what they see. They see this potential for creativity. You may be a person who always has a bright idea. You may be that person who always has a freaking answer solution. Like problems are problems, but they're really just things that are like toys for you to figure out, right? You were like the Rubik's Cube solver. Pardon me, of problems. And here's the cool thing with this. The problems that you solve are about how to initiate the beginnings of life, the beginnings of new things. We see the end of the tough cycle and then the rebirth and the embrace change. There is a really, really, really deep spiritual wisdom in understanding the circle of life and death. You're one of those innate people on the planet that has an opening to that has a cosmic connection and wisdom to that. You understand this process of birth, growth, what do I want to call that? It's just telling me Vishnu, manifestation. No, it's maintenance. That's the word I'm looking for. Maintenance, decline, death, decomposition, growth. That circle of life is it's something that you intrinsically understand. And it's a part of what you are doing in your world right now. But you may have not noticed it because it feels so normal. You are an agent of change. You're here. You're a change maker, of course. Are we surprised? No, but you pop off. You pop off in such a good way with your change because a part of you remembers how to do this. A part of you remembers this is how new life is sparked. These are the building blocks that I need for new creations. This is how we pull things into manifestation, from that spark of the bright idea to collecting the resources to growing this new life. On this dragon, it's kind of hard to see on here, but this dragon is growing out new tendrils of earth. It's growing and growing and growing. So you're the kind of person who appears, and this is so perfectly timed. Like this is why you are here. Don't know if you've had a chance to look around yet, but are not only in the United States, but the entire globe is going through a very, very big revolution right now. A very massive spiritual change on the whole planet, across everywhere. You are that perfect agent of change to embody this kind of cycle of life and to hold open the door to possibilities. I don't remember which video it was, but I have a video that talks about the people who are at these gateways, and you are holding open this door of possibilities. And part of that transformation that happens, if you were just to imagine a portal of possibilities, infinite possibilities with you at all times, when you walk into people's worlds and into their lives, with or without your notice, you are bringing that transformation to them. You are bringing infinite possibilities through to them. So when you perceive the world around you, which is a really strong point to take care of your consciousness, to really develop your consciousness and to really, really, really develop your heart. You really need unconditional love as the cornerstone, as the amethyst crystal. What is the other crystal? Rose quartz. You need a rose quartz heart, right? You need something very grounded as the center of this skill and ability, because when you perceive possibilities, things change energetically, and then they will manifest physically. That's why I'm saying you pop off, because my little firecracker, you are out there, doing it up, making the changes wherever you go. When you look at somebody and you wind up having a poor judgment of them, you're bringing that possibility that they are that they are fulfilling the more negative aspects of their persona, right? But when you look at somebody or you look at a situation and you say, what is the highest and best outcome that could possibly happen? And you filter that through your heart and you release the attachment to the outcome, and you let the energy flow. You just let the energy of infinite possibility flow. That is this. That is this. That is you being that bringer of light. That is you being that piece of source that knows how to create in creation. Whew, okay. Way to crack in. All right. Let's move along. Normally at this time, I would ask you if you have any questions about that or need other clarification points. We're going to dive into this top line. So your spirit guide that's coming through with this is Yamoja, the goddess of all that flows. I am the ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. You, my dear friend, are a healer. You are very, very much here to be a healer, to share your healing, and to experience your own personal healing. Some of us, I don't know how to phrase this. I want to be kind of catty because I absolutely have done this, but there are certain souls that, why is manifestation such a strong word for me right now? Certain souls that are born into bloodlines in order to purify those bloodlines. You are a profound healer. You have an incredible talent and gift. We've got restoring hope, breathing out, meditation, the fulfillment of wishes. You have this way of exhaling the negative energy. You have this presence about you. The quality of your heart is nurturing and nourishing and soothing and calming. There is just this sense of peace that is intrinsically interwoven into the truth of who you are. And your spirit guide, so I am the ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. She is a spirit guide that is all about the waters. She is the ocean of emotionality, right? She is that aspect, the embodiment of that aspect of pure emotional mastery. In order to allow healing energy to flow through you, you basically need to be an empty vessel, right? You need to allow the ocean of energy to flow through. You need to allow the river of the waters of that energy to flow through you. You are a very gifted soul at doing this. You have spent, they're telling me millions. That's so funny. There's multiple spirit guides I'm talking with, by the way, and they came flooding in today to your reading, which I'm cool. I got plenty of space. So with this kind of healing energy, you think of the cooling, the calming, the feel that you get when you're next to the ocean, and this, like, the sun is set or it's like very close to setting and you hear the ocean waves crashing and it lulls you. It lulls you into a trance. It lulls you into a space where your nervous system is so regulated. You feel so safe. You feel at peace. There's cool, like ocean air breeze. You can smell the salt. You can hear the crashing waves, and everything is very rhythmic. It would not surprise me if you were somebody that's really attracted to like rhythmic drum, chanting, singing, something that allows you to dancing, to allows you to be in rhythm and be in flow. You very well could be very, very talented as an energy healer or a body worker. And this could even be translated as any kind of spiritual worker, any kind of therapist. Like, these are the people who dive deep into emotions that are, I see her right now as just diving into the subconscious. She is just so comfortably swimming there, right? She understands how to navigate the ephemeral, I think is the right word for that, space that lives inside of us. You'd be really good at understanding the hidden beliefs. You'd be really good at putting your hands on people and feeling the song of their soul, feeling the rhythm of their life, right? You can feel those energy lines going through people. Acupuncture, herbology, it's this interplay of the way that you are with people, because herbs are great. Herbs are even better when you put intentionality into it. Energy healing, yeah, you can put your hands on people and get the energy flowing, and it can be even better when you as a healer have your heart so open and pure. So no matter what has happened to you in your life, your heart will always win. Your heart will always win. If you were in any circumstance where you have felt betrayed or put down or in grief or just fucking kicked in the stomach while you were down by life, just know it doesn't matter what people have done to you, because you are self-healing. There is no force in this entire world that will ever, ever be as powerful as your own heart. Your heart heals you. Your heart heals so many other people. You are gifted and you are needed on this planet. Especially because you're a portal holder with this talent. All right, let's dive in down here. And I feel like there's still some message with her right there, and I'm not sure what it is yet. So we'll see if anything more pops up with that. Compassion, believe in the impossible, choice, 8 of coins, and the lady of the interior life. I trust the answers I find within me. So your spirit guide. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. I actually get for this one that this is more of a masculine. This gives me a lot more like Saint Germain kind of vibes. But truthfully, it is, they're giving me a really masculine presence with it. A lot of times when you are in the spiritual realm, we need the dynamic of female, male here on this particular planet in these embodiments. When you reach the higher realms, it's not always as necessary. But this particular guide, that's so funny. They keep giving me Saint Germain. This must be a large collective of you that has a very masculine, it's like a very philosophical, nerdy. This is a nerdy guide. Oh my God, that's really funny. The cracking up. Okay, I can do this, I swear. So it's just so funny because they were like nerdy out of all of the freaking words you could use to describe me. Karen, nerdy was the one. But I'm seeing like a pen and, these writing down equations and this like very alchemic presence, It's like the nerdy spiritualists back in the day, mixing their potions together. Oh God, this is so funny. They are cracking up with me. Okay. You have really, really crazy strong intuition. That's a one of your big gifts. So you've got this healing, you've got this portal, and then you have just this intensely strong intuition. And along with that, you know alchemically how to transform your interior life. You are not afraid of hard work. You are literally a person. I feel so proud because you're on my channel. Like, of course you are. Of course you're the kind of person that would do work. Who else is going to listen to me talk? You're this kind of person who does the hard work because you know that if you do that, magic happens in your life. You are the magician. You are this person in the Eight of Coins. Sometimes that inner work, let's be so real, it sucks, okay? Integrating shadow parts, getting over certain things, having to face your fears, sometimes that stuff sucks. And you're quite talented at it. You're really freaking good at doing that. And sometimes the world externally doesn't reflect that, but internally, your entire mapping inside is changing. Your entire relationship to life, to spirituality, to the course and events, like the way that you assign meaning in your life is shifting and changing. You are somebody who truly in their heart of hearts doesn't know how to not win. And I mean that in the best possible way. Like, you are the kind of person where success is truly your only option. It is the only outcome. It does not matter how many times you fall down. You will always get back up because, one, you have a stellar heart space, but also because you have just this unshakable confidence in your trust with the divine and with spirit. This is so highlighted. I feel it's so strong. It's like if you were to take like 5 shots of caffeine, like my whole body is just like, yeah, anything's possible. Like, I am just revved with this card right now. That's you. That's your constitution. Even if life kicks you, even if you feel down at moments, 1,000,000%, you will get back up because success for you is the only option. You know in your bones, you know in your soul, you know in your breath that you were meant to take on impossible challenges. You know you can handle them. You know you can climb those mountains. You know you can move those mountains. Like, you get the alchemic reactions of life. You understand how to overcome the big stuff, and you know exactly how to share that with other people as well. You model that behavior, you share that. And if you're like, but Kara, I feel so on the front side of it. Don't worry, honey. Don't worry. There is always this piece of you that never sleeps. Like, you're here on my channel because I specifically empower change makers at a soul level to go out and do actual stuff in the world. There is a part of you that knows that you can do it. You know you have intuition. You know you're being guided in the right way. You know how to read signs. You know how to do the work necessary to open up that next level. And you have been through so many things in your life, and you have grown, and you have like learned and stumbled and falled and like walked off the, one cliff over there. And if you were climbing the mountain towards enlightenment, you're like, oh yeah, no, I got lost in those woods for a little while. But I mapped it. And then like I climbed up here on this ridge and had a beautiful overseeing. Like, you were this person because you have been through so many things. Your humanity, your compassion, and your deep love for humanity is so pure and so true. Like, you love humanity as much as the crazy little monkeys running around make you crazy. There is just this beautiful, beautiful piece where when you see somebody, you see them deeply. You see, it's like their soul is bare to you. And because you have this ability to do that, and you've looked around and you've seen how people hide and how they this and how they that, like, your level of compassion is just off the hook. It is off the radar because you understand, you get it. Like, I have traveled to the darkest recesses of my mind and my heart and all my spaces. And yeah, I see that. And I also see the really good in you. And I see the good that can be. All of this for you. I love this choice card, by the way. Like, how, look at all these choices, but like, how badass. This one little human on the inside, that's you being able to navigate with your intuition. You're the kind of people that just like, you choose jobs because of your intuition, you choose friends because of your intuition, you choose your partners because of your intuition. Like, this kind of compassion and ability to see through people, combined with this intuitive guide, combined with this baddie over here, this 1800s nerd. Oh, I love this so much. They're not going to let me live that down, but it's really funny. This dude helps you out a ton, by the way. Like, that is a guy that is like running around for you. When you're like, I'm going to do an alchemic process. I'm manifesting. I'm making my moon water. I'm doing my, spiritual rituals. This is the dude who is up there on the other side going like, what are we doing today? Cool. That is the spell. Let me go ahead and pull the lever on that one. This is your active participant on the other side that is helping you accomplish those things. So you're really good. Like, all of these guides that came through today are here today because you have a really pronounced and strong relationship with them. You do not have to worry about whether or not they can hear you because they can, and they are actively working with you, and just tap into your intuition. Okay, we are going to dive into your blessings. These are blessings that you came into this life with. So this side of the blessings are the challenges that you came in with that ultimately turn into blessings. And this is the side of blessings that you intrinsically have. Like one of the blessings I have in my life is I am just insanely lucky. Like, when my luck is on, I have no idea how lucky I don't know how I got so lucky in my life. It is just something that I am grateful for and is with me all the time. That's what I mean. You're just like, okay, this is always how it's been in my life. Guess I just have great, these traits. I am so unsurprised that you have like this cosmic warrior and miracles as the natural gift, as the natural blessing in your life because of your spirit guide, because of the fractile of source and creation that you are. This opening that you have with the portal of infinite possibility and these traits of having a really pure heart, you're a really angelic kind of being. Like, in your highest and most best form, your most purified, refined, matured form, you are a cosmic warrior. You very, very, very easily could be a starseed. Very easily could be a starseed. This is, how many people on this planet can really hold the miracle energy? Ultimately, yes. Can we all? Sure. One, how many souls are actually eligible? Like, how mature are those souls to be able to do that? Regardless of life circumstances, just them as a soul. And then two, how many of those souls are going to be responsible with that and who are going to remember who they are early enough or soon enough or in the right moment enough to know how to actively use this gift? You have an incredibly strong third eye. I'm going to, again, plead with this group. Please take care of your consciousness. Your thoughts, your intentions, the way that you push energy out into the space around you makes ripples. Be responsible with that. Don't be out there thinking bad thoughts about people. Like, of course, at some point we're human. We got to feel our feelings. I get it. Like, find a good balance with that. But when you think about somebody, you need to also recognize who you are and what your capabilities are. You need to do good things in the world with that, because you were meant to do good. You were meant to help. You're here to help the whole planet go through this big birthing process that we're all in. So you get this magic, and you're also, if this feels aligned with you, very easily could be connected to aliens, starseeds. Like if you've ever dreamt of being on a different world, or you feel when people talk about like, oh, I had visitations, or, you know, I get downloads from whatever motherships, like this would be that connection. That would be that connection. This feeling of, I don't know. For me, sometimes I feel like space is more of my home than the planet is, as much as I love this planet. Like there is an adventurous part of my soul that looks at the stars and is just like, yeah, cool. Okay, there's like so much life to explore. You know, and even though a lot of space is just empty and vast and cold, there's something alluring about feeling comfortable in the stars versus feeling comfortable on the planet. Here we have balance and seductive. So these were issues that you came in as challenges. Oh, this is really about kind of this at least here in the West, when we are taught how to manage our creative energy, our sacral energy, there are a lot of control and power dynamics that are implicitly taught into that dynamic. This is really a challenge about how do you use your charms, your wiles, your creative force in ways that are really healthy. This is like you saw the dynamic between women and men, or women and women and men. You saw the dynamic, the interplay of that sexual tension, and you saw it being misused, and you have had to work through what is the proper way. And I will just take American media as a really good point to that, right? Like you can look at our pop culture and how that has gone over time. And it really, when you actually understand emotional intelligence and healthy relationships, and then emotional intelligence, and then you go to watch like a Hollywood movie, or you listen to the lyrics of music, it's pretty freaking gross overall. You realize how immature a lot of it is, how detrimental. Like you just see how people are set up for heartbreak within that. So you've had to really learn about this. This eventually is a gift. It turns into charm. It turns into your ability to navigate social situations in a really beautiful way. It turns into a lot of empowerment for you. It turns into you really owning that part of yourself and enjoying it and expressing it and being healthy with it. It's a journey. That part is a journey. Then over here we have balance. Welcome to my world. Yeah, you've come in with some issues finding balance. This can be emotional balance, psychological balance, balance between your spiritual realm, your spiritual life, and the earthy realm. It's this, like the feeling I'm getting from it is like this proverbial off kilter. You're just constantly off kilter. And like you get on balance and then you go off kilter. And you get on balance and you go off kilter. And it's this kind of frustrating dynamic of like, what does being a balanced human in this day and age actually feel like? When one thing's not taking, then another thing is. When I'm doing this, then I'm sacrificing that. You're having to learn a lot about this, a lot about prioritizing, a lot about what true and genuine self-love looks like, and how do you prioritize yourself when, for a lot of people, you've been told your whole life to put everybody else's needs above you, to make sure you manage everybody's emotions, to make sure that you're always happy and pleasant and there for other people. So there is this balance of how do you do this? And this balance with this energy too, right? Because these things are working together. These energies are working together. They're one energy, and they're different dynamics of that energy. So how do you balance your creative life force? How do you allow it to flow properly? How do you work with it in healthy and good ways? Okay. We are going to move on to the final part. All right. And here is the final part of your message. So these are the two guardian angels that are the closest to you right now. These are the qualities and energy of them. One is that's really that's helping you out with our Saint Germain nerdy dude over here. I love that for us. So you have one guardian angel that's really helping you learn, right? Like, not only are they helping you in school, they're helping you in the school of life. Like, they got your back. You need straight A's, they are there for you. You need good work performance, they are there for you. They are that little voice in your head that says, check that box. Or like, yeah, go ahead and complete this project. Like, it's a really, it's like having like a really loving teacher who's just sort of always got their eye on you and like just always making sure that you're okay and that you're doing okay. So that is their quality, right? They help you with your personal growth. They help you get the education you need. They help you understand the alchemic reactions internally and externally in life. Manifestation has been really big in this group, like the word manifestation. This would be your manifestation person, or your like Metatron, right? Like that's that kind of school energy. For a good bulk of you, there is another segment of you out there that this just is like they're showing me like my 5th grade teacher was just like this older woman, and she was kind of stern, but she was really good at teaching. So she was like a good teacher, but she was kind of strict about it. That's their kind of energy. And that's in the Maya. And then you have Azura. Your desired outcome will come in the very near future. So this guardian angel likes to remind you with birds and feathers and just air. They have a large air element to them. I'm doing an air element class for my Patreon live on August 16th, the 3rd Saturday in August. It's all about the air element. So if you're interested in learning how to really speak with angels and understanding the air element more, check that out over there. That is this vibe to me. This is an angel on the wind. This is an angel who flows through life with you. So say you were like, I want to go out to nature and I want to feel really connected to earth. I want to feel connected to the angelic realm. Like, I want to feel connected to life itself. And you go stand out in this whatever beautiful spot of nature, or it could be an airport, or it could be anywhere really. But when you stand out in a place where you can relax and let your energy spread out and reach out to life, this is the kind of angel who would blow wind and would like blow wind through your hair and like flitter through your hair. I don't know if you guys have ever had those experiences of having and like the little angelic beings around you, but it's so sweet. It's so sweet. I love angels and I love working with angels. It's like having cute puppy dogs, but they're angels and they're ethereal and it's so delightful. Or if you like cats, it's like a little kitten, only they're way more mature than puppies and kittens. But they have that same energy. It's youthful, it's light, it's playful, it's really, really pure and innocent. And so that is the quality that this angelic being, this guardian angel around you has. Like, they remind you to laugh and have fun and get out of your head and lighten up. Like, they're really there to help you offset the density of being on this planet at this time and offset the density of dealing with what we have to deal with as humans. They wanted to come through today because they wanted you to understand and know that they're with you and they're helping you. And these are the areas that they're helping you with. And you're already connecting to them, and you can continue to connect to them. Like that little air thing I just talked about, like being out in nature. If you want to connect to the 5 elements, that's your angel to do that. You know, you like put the message out. I'm connecting to 5 elements. Help me feel this. Help me feel my oneness with this environment. Help me feel this complete merge so that I understand that my relationship is completely intertwined and a part of and connected to this beautiful nature spot. That will also really help you with understanding the experience of oneness. And then here's your guidance cards. Okay, for your guidance, like what are your next steps? If you have a specific question that you have been asking your spirit team continuously over and over again, this guy's like, yeah, tick, tick, tick. If you have something that's been really, really on your mind as the most prominent question that you have, this is your answer to that question. Y'all have probably a bunch of different kinds of questions, so apply this how it is appropriate. First, let's start with the colors, because honestly, I don't know how well this is showing up on the screen. There's a lot of glare on this card. These have very, very similar colors. There's this very dark blue background, and then you have this spark of yellow, Again, that is a nod to your Kundalini energy. That is a nod to gathering. We see in the hand gathering energy, right? Again, this is that energy healer presence where you work with the energy in your hands. Even for me to just say them, my hands just started buzzing. Like I feel it coming off my hands right now. There is a lot going on with that. So you are really amping up energy-wise. Follow that. This is a time for you to study about miracle energy. This is a time for you to study about Kundalini. This is a time for you to self-study and see how the energy is flowing in your body and where it flows to and how it flows to. If you've been ever interested in energy lines, I probably said energy a bajillion times just now. That's what it's all about. It is all about you understanding as a physical person. Okay, I have my bone structure, I have my muscles, I have my veins and my arteries, I have my organs, I have my fascia, I have my energy lines, I have my chakras, right? That's where they want you to go next. The nadis. They want you to go and understand pressure points. They want you to understand where in your body does the energy align. There is something important here about you understanding how energy flows through you so that you can actually hold miracle energy and so that you can actually put that out into the world. This is a time, that self-study time that I keep talking about energy lines, like you need to be so deeply familiar with that when something is off, I'll explain it this way. You have a person laying on your massage table and they're getting an energy healing. You're going to feel, oh, I can tell in my rear deltoid that there is a block of energy. You need to be able to know how to release that and let it flow through. And then you put your hands on your client and you're like, that energy block is in their rear deltoids. I know how to move that, right? I always associate energy healing with music for some reason. Like when I do energy healing, it feels like I'm listening to the song of that person's soul and I'm feeling the lines are like strings on a violin or a cello, like they're alive and they're vibrating and they're moving, and you can feel it's like a combination of a musical instrument and a water flow system. Wild, I know. So, but there is this point where you need to understand that, and you need to understand that first in your specific body. Do energy healing on yourself. Understand what that is. It's like this deepening of the innate wisdom you came into this life, but you need to bring it to the logical mind. You need to experience those things physically, energetically, spiritually, and then you need to bring that to the logical mind. Much of like what I'm doing, right? Like I'm sitting here channeling this really deep energy. I'm feeling energy, and I'm having to put it through my mind so that I can speak in English and words and describe things to you. This next thing is, look at the purple. Do you guys love this? I love this. There's even white. Whew. Mwah, chef's kiss. So pretty. It's so pretty. I love reading for people because it's so freaking pretty. Every single person I have ever read for, there's always just something so effing beautiful about every soul that I've ever worked with or read for. And yours is that you have this beautiful purple dynamic. So your crown chakra, wow, you have a very ethereal message. Even if you were asking about something very practical and grounded, like when's my next job? When will I find love? Your spirit team is like, do your energy line work? Like you need to understand this about the cosmos and then really connect with that crown chakra. They actually want you to go for higher peak experiences. They want you to start really actively going for real spiritual growth, big spiritual growth, big perception shifts, big cosmic changes. They want you to come up. You can't see me. I have my hand above my head. I'm going straight up, all the way up to the top of the chakras. They want you to go up, 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 up. Right? It doesn't matter if you're looking for, it doesn't matter what your human wants to do, the problems your human has. Your soul and the cosmos want to be in union. Your soul wants to remember its union as a piece of source. And that's the biggest message, which is amazing because basically your spirit team's like, you need to start actively working on enlightenment. But it's even beyond that. It's not just like enlightenment. It feels like you need to give yourself the space to fully go all the way up back into space, back into those higher realms, because you have done enough materially wise. Even if it doesn't look that way, like your soul either needs a break from materiality, or there's just a chunk. It's a chunk of wisdom. You can put that on a bumper sticker. I got a chunk of wisdom. It's a large section of wisdom that is wanting to come down through you, which makes perfect sense with this miracle energy, right? When you start playing at this level, you are not of the earth. You are here. You are around. You are not, you're not like, I am the next Jesus. There's none of that. There's none of that. When you actually hit those peaks and when you actually experience those things, like you don't need to come down and say, I'm this or I'm that. There is this deep feeling of connection and wholeness that, your life is your life. You're human, things happen, whatever. But there's a part of you that is so eternally connected with Source that's like where you're always living. And so your character, your name, your little life circumstances are something that you're living in, but you're not of. And I hope that makes sense because it's a really it's a very, very, it's a really big spiritual growth point. It's a really big perspective shift. It's a really incredible to be in the world and not of it, which makes perfect sense with all of these other traits about who you are and why you're here and why you're so freaking cool, right? Like, final destination point is to get you in this perspective with these gifts, moving out into the world, taking action, making literal change. Because when you move from this space and you're like, you know what? We need to shift some things about the way the structures of our society work. You come from this space and do that work, 1,000,000% you are going to have this happen in the world. You will be a walking miracle, and not in an egotistical way, not in, you're going to be ultimately famous and all the riches in the world. Because again, there is just such a profound wholeness, and there is such a disconnect, detachment. That's what it is. It is such a detachment from the human conditioning that we are all lived in and like bombarded by. Wow. Okay. This is your deep dive reading for why your spirit guides, like what they see in you. They see a lot in you. You're a very, very cool divine soul. You're a very cool soul. Go out there. First of all, go get that. Go get your union with the cosmos, and then let's work together and make some really cool change on the planet. If you like this reading, please take a few moments and click the like button, subscribe. It really, really helps out the channel. It helps us get out to more people. And I have a sale on all of my readings right now through 8/8. So if you, I did like 35% off. The link is in the description for that. So if you want to do a deep dive into a topic of your choice, this is the experience. This is what it's like. This is a deep dive with Kira. And hopefully I will see you with that. And leave me your comments below. Help me out here. Where do you feel like this reading really connected with you? I would love to read through them. It just really helps me grow my skills as a reader. I'm seeing all these colors, by the way. I mean, you're just the blues. Anyways, I could be here all day talking about that. Yeah. And join me over on Patreon, doing the next live on August the 16th, the third Saturday. And that one's all about the air element. So if you would like to connect with your guardian angel of the air, join me over there. And until next time, pile number 1, because there's only one pile. I hope, my dear, dear soul friend, my magnificent soul friend, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day.